study taking place effectively. Okay, so that's the role of the staff. It's quite a popular thing to have on a timetable. No marking, no homework, no reports, no assessments, just talking to the lovely students and trying to help them. So it hasn't been difficult to get buy-in from the staff to do these. I've also been incredibly lucky that the VP has seen the value of what we offer, so those timetable sessions are going in on the official timetable and they count towards the teacher's allocation. This is our sales pitch to the kids. It mimics what they have in Year 11. They have a lesson in Year 11 where they're allowed to do some supervised work. So we gave them, here you are, this is the grown-up version of Year 11 private study. It needs to be private and it needs to be study is basically our ground rule. It shouldn't be group work, shouldn't be chatting, shouldn't be noisy. We do allow, see the bottom there, we do allow under exceptional circumstances a child to go elsewhere in the school. So we realised that we were penalising kids with very practical subjects. So if you're doing English, history and economics, it's quite easy to work in a library. If you're doing DT art and media, maybe not so much. So we allowed students to say, my teacher needs me down there, I need to do some coursework, I'm going to go, is that okay? Yes, send me an email from the teacher concerned so I know that you're actually studying. We wouldn't allow this regularly, we haven't been broadcasting this as an option, but we haven't clamped down on them as much as we did last year. We felt it was really counterproductive to do so. Okay. What has been a benefit that we weren't expecting? We have an SEN programme whereby our SEN coordinator and her team meet with a whole bunch of SEN kids in one-to-one meetings. It used to be just randomly throughout the week, and they have to track those students down. Couldn't find them in lessons, so they couldn't take them out of lessons. But they now know where to find them in private study, and they are able to just take that child off to one side and speak to them. So Jane Stewart-Williams is very grateful for this. She actually does quite a lot of the coaching for me. Saves her a huge amount of time. The kids also know they're not going to be sprung on in a time when they thought that nothing was going to be happening. They know that they're in private study and they are on that SEN register. Miss Stewart-Williams will pop up to speak to them at some point in the week. So it has improved the quality of those conversations. Nobody's been taken by surprise. We found that the rest of the library picks up the vibe. If there's 13 year 13 students or 23 year 13 students sitting in a whole section of the library quietly working away, everyone else kind of joins in. So even those little gangs of year 10s that might be hanging out on the beanbags, it kind of changes the pace of how the library atmosphere is going. The final thing that wasn't really that unexpected, we hoped this would happen. We've heard from our previous year groups that one of the things they struggled with in university was that freedom to just go and sit in the library. You're expected to know what to do and how to work and where to get things. And this, we're hoping, we haven't had any confirmation back from year 13, but we're hoping that this will give them a bit of an understanding about how that's going to be. They'll be more familiar with that environment when they get there. Okay, problems. As usual, not all students have entirely bought into the idea that this is private, that this is study, and this is timetabled. So last year, when it was a brand new thing, we did have problems with students just like, oh, I just thought private study meant I needed to study somewhere. No, it's timetabled and you need to be in the library. Okay. So we are still dealing with that on a small level, people not being where they should be, people wandering around, going into the coffee shop, bringing food into the library, especially once the teacher that is doing the coaching is often aside from having that private conversation. Very hard to monitor the coming and going of those students. Clashes. Oh, that was one that was a bit sad. We hoped to get all of the groups in the library at the same time. The timetabling meant it wasn't always possible. Key Stage 3 year groups reading, Year 12 trying to do private study, Year 13 trying to do private study, somebody else. So we do have 2 groups out of our 10 who have private study elsewhere other than the library. The teachers are quite happy with that because it's in their classroom. The kids do get quite a lot of work done, but to go back to this expectation of how university life's going to be, those particular groups are not really getting that benefit. So that's a small problem. Okay, so this, I've just had a little 2-minute warning time. This is what we are doing. We are trying to create a working ethos in the library. hoping that it will spill over into the students picking up on that vibe when they aren't actually in formal private study, and giving them a bit of an advance warning for university life, as well as providing an opportunity for some vital one-to-one conversations to take place within a timetable lesson, not just trying to catch a kid at lunchtime. Thank you for listening. Yes?
Have you encountered some students, they can sit in the library for self-study from 8 in the morning until 4
And do absolutely nothing productive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but they don't want to leave. And after studying for about 1 hour, they easily lost attention. They want to talk.
These study sessions are only for one period of time, so they would have to get up and move away and go to the next lesson. So it's only one 50-minute slot during the day when we expect them to do this. So hopefully that brain power duration, we don't encounter too many problems with that, with this particular aspect. Yeah.
Are they allowed to use laptops?
Yes, laptops definitely. Earphones, music, fine, so long as they are being quiet.
But so, if they're quick at switching?
If they're, yeah.
Okay.
There's no one standing over their shoulder every time.
As long as they're discreet.
Yeah, if they're savvy enough. Yeah, and that, again, that is the nature of, I guess, university. Any private study, to be honest, the minute they're not in a lesson, anything could be going on. We're just trying to reduce the parameters.
You mentioned very quickly that there was some sneaking off to the coffee shop,
Yeah.
buy something food.
Yeah.
I allow student drink in my library. I know
Okay.
there's a whole discussion kind of thing, also lunchtime, but I would, even if I didn't have a lunchtime, I would definitely personally allow food and drink for year 15s or anyone who's studying, just to get the energy up.
It's not so much the food and drink that I'm annoyed about, it's them not planning and bringing it. So if they get up midway through the private study session and take themselves out to come back, yeah. So I'm not going to get involved in what's clearly a hot potato about food and drink. Oh, Mr. George has said game over. I'm going to add one more. No, sorry. My email address is at the bottom there. Please feel free to contact me. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, so Katie and I, a lot of you know us already. She's the brains and I do the fluff. So anything that's sort of academic here, Katie will definitely be talking about, and I will just be sharing my journey with you. The journey started a very long time ago. In 2007, Katie and I started talking about diversity, and we presented an IASL conference in Queensland about diversity. Katie carried that on over the years. We realised that diversity is something that we've still been talking about for a very long time. And so we've been thinking about not only about how we collect for diversity, but how do we make those things visible in our catalogues so that when somebody needs something, we can just go and get that for them straight away.
Okay, so if you've ever heard me present, you know I like metaphors. So Barb and I are going to milk that train metaphor for all it's worth. And another one we want to introduce, this is too many metaphors, is the idea of the pendulum. So the train is going to be perhaps things that are hard to change. Trains don't move flexibly through landscapes. They have to go on tracks. Pendulums move rather quickly. And so pendulums, and if we say, like, what's the popular, what's popular opinion? What are we talking about? And so if we're talking about diversity, multiculturalism would have been the initial term. For years ago, that would have been it. Then we get, no, we're all concerned about diversity. We need diverse books. Now, inclusion is a word that I'm hearing more frequently. Of course, then there are the hashtags and the memes, Black Lives Matter, Me Too, dealing with racism and sexism. And then, intersectionality, Barbara said to me, she goes, do you think people, I think this is a new buzzword. Raise your hand, have you heard of intersectionality? Okay, some of you could. So intersectionality, it's really related to social justice, which is a lot of what, when we talk about diverse books, this is the underlying issue that we're trying to convey to students and trying to get into our libraries. So it's about the fact that It's not just race, it's not just class, it's not just gender, but these are overlapping and independent systems of discrimination or disadvantage. Now, how many of you have seen this book? Okay, this is a new book written by 3 academics in California, all women of color and diversity. Intersection allies, we make room for all. And I've put in a link, you can see the authors speaking at Google, and they read the entire book aloud. And we do have copies here. And by the way, Barb and I have brought some of the books that we'll be talking about, and they're here at the front, which we're happy to have you look at. And then all the book covers in our slides should link back to Goodreads, so you can always get access to them. So this book, which for kids gets into trying to introduce kids to the notions of different facets of identity, overlapping ones. So race, class, and gender are the big ones, but then differences in education, religion, age, citizenship, language, heritage, ability, skin color. Now, sexuality, politics, and family are not explicitly mentioned as facets in this book, but we know that these are also ones that we're concerned about when we talk about diversity in our collections. Now, the other part of the book is intersection